Hello and thanks for joining us here at Newsmax TV. I'm John Bachman. Today we are talking about the tragic events off the northern coast of Italy where a cruise ship ran aground. Several people are still missing. At least 11 people are dead, and the captain of the Costa Concordia has been arrested on manslaughter charges after fleeing the ship before the passengers could get to safety. The company, Costa Cruises, a subsidiary of Carnival Cruise Lines, says the captain was steering on an unauthorized and unapproved course. Well, I'm joined now by Joel Connable, industry expert for TravelTVNews.com. Joel, thanks for talking to us.
Sure.
Well, aside from the horrific human cost involved in this tragedy, the crash is also impacting the financial world. What kind of impact do you see this having on the company?
I think it's going to have a huge impact on the company of Costa Cruise Lines. However, I think it's going to be a short-term impact on the entire cruise industry. Reason being that people see this, they see these incredible pictures of a ship almost completely underwater, and they say, I don't want to cruise. So I think, especially right now when this is wave season, when most people are booking cruises, this is when the cruise lines are looking to sell as many cabins as they can, they're going to see a lot of money lost. And Carnival actually said just yesterday that they expect to lose about $90 million just from the fact that the Concordia is not sailing.
Well, we saw this today. Carnival Cruise, the parent company of Costa Cruise Lines, saw its stock price take a hit today, down about 14%. But other cruise companies also saw their stock prices drop a little bit. Why is that?
I think it's fear. I think it's the fact that, industry-wide, something like this has not happened in many years. We've heard of more minor cruise ship accidents where there have been fires or they hit a dock too hard or someone falls overboard. But this is actually a cruise ship basically sinking, and people are using the word Titanic to compare it to that type of disaster. So you have customers all around the world who are saying, I want to go on vacation. It's wintertime. I live in the cold and I'm not going to cruise now because I'm looking at these pictures. The other side of it is in the cruise industry itself, the outlook from Wall Street is, what's going to happen with these ships? Are we going to be able to fill them? Are we going to be able to build new ones and bigger ones? So that's why you're seeing kind of across the board, everyone's going to be affected, at least in the short term on this.
Well, you touched on this a little bit, but some experts say this could not have happened at a worse time for the cruise industry as a whole. Talk about why this time is such an important time for the cruise business.
The cruise industry affectionately calls this time of year wave season. That means this is the time of year where they put all their best deals out there, biggest sales, and it's the time when the more people than any other time of year are booking cruises. So worst time for this to happen? Absolutely. I mean, there's no good time for something like this to happen, but happening right now when you're looking for your customers and when most people are booking cruises, what's going to happen? Those people aren't going to book the cruises. So they're going to see in the short term, they're really going to see an impact financially. I mean, especially on Costa Cruise Lines. I think, I hate to make this prediction, but I don't think they're going to survive this. I'm not sure. But with other cruise lines, people are just going to think, I saw this Costa ship, I saw it underwater. The first choice for a vacation is not going to be going on a cruise for me.
Well, we know there's going to be a short-term impact here. The cruise industry has been expanding rapidly over the last few years. Do you see this short-term impact playing out a little bit more and slowing down the expansion of the cruise business at all?
No, I don't think so. The cruise industry is expanding very fast. And, as Americans, we don't really notice how fast it expands because only 20% of Americans really cruise or have ever been on a cruise before. Most of the cruisers are in other countries in Europe and in Asia. So I think long term, we're still going to see big ships built. We're going to see great ships built. And, as a travel expert, people would say, of course, you're going to endorse cruises. But I'd say there's no reason not to cruise. I mean, cars crash, planes crash, people still fly, people still drive. This is almost unheard of. We're probably going to find out that the crew was to blame, but the thing is that in the long term it's going to bounce back. It's just for the next couple of months, maybe the next year, people are going to remember this. They're not going to forget very easily, and certainly they're probably not going to cruise, at least not as many people who may have originally planned to.
Well, I'm sure there's still a lot of details that will emerge from this story. We'll have to see how it plays out. Joel Connable, thanks so much for talking to us here.
Sure, my pleasure.